Glory to Jesus Christ, and welcome to St. Cyril and Methodius Ukrainian Orthodox Church in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Father Gregory, the pastor. It is Sunday, March 2nd, Cheese Fair Sunday, Forgiveness Sunday, the Sunday of the expulsion of Adam and Eve from the garden. We're Orthodox Christians. We never let a title go to waste. Last night at Vespers, we heard about humanity's fall in the garden. And I think this is something that's worth reflecting on for just a couple of minutes this morning, especially since the invasion of Ukraine by Russia 3 years ago, the unwarranted and unjust invasion of Ukraine by Russia. I've spent a lot of time talking about moral issues and trying to explain to people why the invasion was unjust, unacceptable. And frequently what I find is that people are impatient with the technical details of moral analysis. But those technical details matter because they not only keep us focused on what's true, but also who we are and on our own moral life. And so go back last night at Vespers. When you listen to the Stichiria for the expulsion of Adam and Eve from the garden, you hear three things. And let me begin with the last thing you hear, which is how Eve is responsible for Adam's fall. Stop there, and you might think that the church is misogynist. But a little earlier, we heard how Adam was also culpable for his own fall because he listened to the source of the failure, the deceiver, Satan. It's very important to make sure that we keep the order, the progression properly the progression correct. It is Satan who deceives Adam, and it is Eve who participates in that deception along with in that deception with her husband. It's not just the woman, it's not just the man, but together they were deceived by the serpent, by Satan. And so while they have their responsibility, their culpability in all this, the source of the deception is outside the human community. It is the devil. It is the devil who introduces us to the life of sin. This is why the Holy Apostle Paul says that we contest not with flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities. Everyone that we meet has been deceived by the devil. That doesn't, in sort of the way, contrary to the modern thinking, exempt them from culpability. I am still responsible for my actions, even though I am the victim of the devil's envy. And so the phrase that I used as the title of this talk, hurt people, hurt people. Having been wounded by the devil, I now go and wound myself and other people. In all of this, though, again, while not taking away from human responsibility, I need to keep my focus where it belongs. Is that we are victims, all of us, of the devil's envy. And however frustrated we might get with ourselves or each other, we need to understand that there is an actor behind the scenes. And that we're only going to make so much progress in the moral life if we limit ourselves to simply ethical improvement. We also have to be prepared to contest with powers and principalities that rule this fallen world, which is why, beginning today, at the end of liturgy, we have Forgiveness Vespers, the rite of mutual forgiveness. We begin by forgiving each other. But then we begin in earnest the Great Fast. We do this in order to combat those powers that would ruin the human life, human family, that would destroy us, as it were, almost from within. One of the problems of sin is that precisely because it comes from the outside, like my nature, it feels natural to me. I acquire the habits of sin before I'm even in a position to ratify my decisions. They just are something that I basically grow up with. So they feel quite natural to me, but they're not. So the purpose of the Great Fast is to return me to what it means to be myself, what it is to be human as God intends for humanity to live its life. And not just for me, for all of us. So as we prepare to begin the Great Fast, as we prepare to enter into the season of Great and Holy Lent, let's keep our eyes fixed on what is most important. That, again, with the Holy Apostle Paul, we understand that we contest not with flesh and blood, not with other human beings, not even with ourselves, but with powers and principalities that seek to ruin us out of their envy for the great grace that we have received in being created in the image of God. All right. So if you're interested in learning more about this whole kind of life that I'm talking about, why not come to liturgy this morning at St. Cyril Methodius Ukrainian Orthodox Church at 1020 Regent Street in downtown Madison. If you're not in the Madison area, why don't you try to find an Orthodox church where you are and see what it's about? See how you can stop being a hurt person who hurts people. But whatever you do today, God bless and keep you, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.